One of the most exciting parts about creating your own app is getting to make updates to it to make it even better. I created and released my very own SendTh.at app over a year ago. And when I released it, I shared a ton of videos showing you how I created the app from start to finish inside of Thunkable. Since that video got such good feedback, I wanted to shoot this video to share with you some of the updates I've made to the SendTh.at app this past month. And while we're going, I'm going to share with you the very tools I'm using to implement those features in my app, just so you can get a look behind the scenes. So if you didn't know, I created SendTh.at because I was so frustrated trying to send things from my phone to my computer. I had tried texting, I had tried email, and I just didn't want that solution anymore. So I created an app to help me transfer things between all my devices. So one of the key pieces of SendTh.at is being able to get it on your computer. So what I've added is now you can go to SendTh.at, add a slash, and then type in the code PCHN, and that will bring up whatever you sent through SendTh.at right there. Now this feature is made possible because SendTh.at is hosted on Cloudflare. This is the solution I'm using. So Cloudflare allows you to add like some extra additional things on top of your domains. So we can come over here to rules, page rules, and you can see here that the first rule is if the person didn't type anything after the slash, then I'm forwarding them to about SendTh.at. But if they did type something after the slash, you can see this asterisk here, then I'm forwarding them to this URL and passing in whatever they put here after that slash. And so what that does is send them to this URL you can see here with the code right there in the query params. And then this page takes those query parameters, sends them to my API. The API will send back whatever the user uploaded and then serve it to them through this web page. Now, the other thing you might notice if you use the previous version of SendTh.at is now this code PCHN is 4 letters instead of 6 numbers. We can see it generated here inside of the web app. If we click on send, do test, submit, you can see right here, it's now letters. Letters are easier to memorize than numbers. We can now use 4 letters instead of 6 numbers, so it's less to enter. And then specifically, because of the web app solution I'm using, I had to kind of think about generating this random code a different way. And I'm not going to get into those details. We'll just call it my secret sauce. One thing you might notice now that we are on this page inside of the web app, my web app now has a custom domain, app.sendthat. Previously, the solution that I was using for the web app did not allow for that. But now I moved the web app to a new platform called Glide. Glide makes it really easy to build web apps just like SendTh.at, all based off Google Sheets. And under their pricing plan, if you upgrade to a pro app, you can add in a custom domain. And so that's how I now have app.sendthat, and that's where the web app lives, is through Glide. Now, one trade-off with Glide is that they do not integrate with Firebase, which is what I was previously using for the database supporting the SendTh.at app. So I had to switch everything over to one of Glide's data sources, which is Google Sheets. And diving a little bit further, now that I'm using different platforms to integrate with a single data source, I needed a new way to kind of serve up the data. So I found this API service called NoCodeAPI. What they do and what they provide is easy to use RESTful APIs that integrate with all of these different platforms. And so what I'm using is their Google Sheets integration. So basically what this will do is you plug in your information, then it will give you a URL where you can then easily, what I'm using, which is to append a new row to add something that people are trying to send, and then also search for things. So I can pass in people's codes and then serve back to them whatever they uploaded. So this NoCodeAPI is being used to serve up the data in the Google Sheets to the Thunkable apps on iOS and Android, and then also to my receiver web page, that is where you can type in the code and serve up the data. I didn't have to use this for the Glide app because Glide integrates with the spreadsheet directly. If you aren't comfortable with APIs and want to learn more about using services like NoCodeAPI, down in the description, I'll include a link where you can get my APIs Made Simpler ebook for free. Now, one other lesson I learned with the past iteration of the SendTh.at app is that the data that people upload really builds up over time. And so as they upload that, there's more storage, then there's more cost essentially, and it's going to continually grow. So this time around, I added in a new feature where items that are uploaded are deleted after 10 minutes. So if we look at the Google Sheet, I now populate this system upload time to accommodate for time zone variations. Basically, you can see here that this one was uploaded at 12:49. It's currently 12:57. So in about 2 minutes, this row will be removed. Now, this is made possible through a no-code solution, but is very easy to integrate with Google Sheets, and that is the Google App Script. So this can run certain scripts or jobs behind the scenes and interact with the data directly inside of the Google Sheet. So I have 3 scripts here, and this is super technical, but I'll tell you what each of them do. This one will add a timestamp and a code whenever a new row is added. This one removes data whenever that 10-minute time frame is up. And then this one will it's just a kind of a sub function for this one to generate the code that is used for passing the data. But yeah, that kind of 10-minute deletion period is probably one of my favorite features, next to being able to type in, send that -PCHN. I love it. So yeah, the last feature I added this month was an about page. It shows you how the SendTh app works. And this is hosted and was created in about an hour on a new landing page builder that I've started using called Card. Now, if you need to build a landing page, or if you need to build a lot of landing pages, this is a really good solution to consider. I have, here's 5 pages. I think 3 of them are hooked up to custom domains. Basically mean they have your own custom link here. And this right here costs me $19 a year. If you have looked anywhere on any other platforms, you're not going to find a deal that good where you can have custom landing pages with custom code behind them and your own URL for $19 a year. I mean, I have not found a deal better than that. So this is definitely something worth considering, and definitely something I'm going to be sharing with other people because I've loved using this service so far. And yeah, so that is the SendTh app. SendTh makes it simpler for you to share photos, links, and text between all of your devices. It's super simple. Just go to a SendTh app, you upload whatever you need to send, then you go to the other SendTh app, you enter in the code, and then you receive whatever you uploaded. SendTh is available on iOS, Android, and the web, and you can come to SendTh, that's SendTh.at, and try SendTh today. And if you're curious about how I built the native version of this app, again, I do have this playlist where I show you how I built this app from start to finish inside of Thunkable. I'll have that linked in the description below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to try SendTh today.